Clark, your mind drifts off to sleep through the now familiar sound of the rain in the rainforest. And as your eyes get heavy and close, the familiar void takes you. You find yourself standing alone among the void, darkness all around you. And in an instant, your Deva is standing right next to you. You're both peering out straight ahead of you. You wait expectantly. And your Deva waves a hand. And suddenly before you, you see this frozen sphere appear. And this frozen sphere starts slowly rotating. On it, imperceptibly, there's things that are moving so fast that you can't tell what's happening. You pause, you get a little closer, and you touch one area, and time in that spot seems to slow down. You notice titans roaming over this frozen wasteland. You notice whole civilizations of gods, powerful beings who inhabit this frozen tundra. And you pull back and you realize it's already passed you by. Things are moving so fast you can't quite follow it. Then, in 1 minute, two large portals open up on either side of this frozen waste, and out of it come these creatures. Some of them are coming in ships made of silver star metal. Others are teleported in. And you see these creatures, again, you kind of zoom in to see these creatures do amazing things with this frozen wasteland. With their power, you see the rotational aspect of this sphere start to shift in the other direction. You see the sphere itself move ever so slightly closer to the sun. You see the axis tilt just slightly. And suddenly, in what appears to you in a blink of an eye, but now you're starting to realize it must have been thousands of years, the ice starts to melt. And it becomes a world, a planet. You keep watching, and you see these strange creatures. They start to develop the land. They start to give power to this race of bloated-looking frog-like creatures, and they imbue these large frog-like creatures with monumental power. And throughout this planet, you see these creatures are responsible for creating these civilizations that span the globe. And from them, there are these lizard, dinosaur-looking humanoids that are their weapons. And they, between the two, help either cultivate new races or annihilate ones that don't fit some sort of plan. Thousands of years go by, and you see this huge network of constellation-like lights forming across the entire globe. And it seems that everywhere, each pinprick of light is a source of immense power because of its connection to the others. And through these connections, they're able to harness this as a nexus of power in order to do amazing things, shift continents, warm the internal features of the planet to give rise to new life and new heat. move the winds and the currents in the oceans in order to better facilitate life and growth on this world. And you sit there in amazement at all that they can do. And then they start to give rise to other things. You notice that new races, ones that are now familiar to you, dwarves, elves, humans, they start to rise as well. That's amazing to see. You pull back and you kind of ponder this a minute. And then you notice the two poles at the edge of this world suddenly collapse. And out of them, it rents in the fabric of space and time appear. Evil in nature. From these tears, from these tears spew forth billions of demons, hordes of angry, evil creatures, and they pour over the world. These lizard folk marshal against them, and right away they bear the brunt of this full assault of billions of these demonic horde creatures, and a vicious battle lasts. Now that you're realizing, now that you pull back, you realize again, this must have taken thousands of years. Slowly, though, the chaotic forces, these demonic armies, start blinking out all of these constellation nexus points. As one city falls, it blinks out. As the demonic forces surround another and another city falls, it blinks out. Until finally, there's only a few civilizations remain, and one of the last remaining civilizations is surrounded by these demonic forces, when all of a sudden you see a humongous vortex of energy appear before it, and all of the winds of magic start coalescing into this vortex, getting sucked in, drained from the world. And with that, most of the demonic horde is drained along with it. Thankfully enough, it stopped. But pulling back, seeing what's left, a struggling elvish culture, a barely hanging on dwarf culture, humans, various other subcultures and subraces. They're there. But all that's left of that nexus of energy, all that's left of that monumental tapping of amazing magical power, is a few single points. One of which is in the middle of what you now know as Chult. And suddenly your Deva turns to you, and you have this feeling of need, curiosity, eagerness to go and speak with these saviors of the world. For now you know, without them, this world would have been a force of chaos, demonic host, long ago. You vow to go and meet them. As a word fills you, Oralunga. You vow to go and see them.